We now discuss the methods of charging a body, where first we'll find out charging a body by the method of conduction, and then we'll find out charging the body by the method of induction. Let us consider the case of charging an uncharged body by the method of conduction. Initially, let us say there are two bodies A and B which are positively charged. As shown, A has 4 number of positive charges as well as B has 4 number of positive charges. The charges from A and B are free to move from one body to the other body. And now if we separate both these two bodies by holding the insulating stand on which they are supported, we see that the charges on A and the charges on B remain on their surfaces, hence showing that A and B still remain as a positively charged body. Hence, you can say that in this method, charges are transferred due to the contact between A and B, showing the method of conduction. Now, what do we mean by the method of charging an uncharged body by the method of induction? Into this, let us consider I have a body A, which you can consider to be a neutral body or an uncharged body, which is placed on an insulating stand. Now, the charges on A would get distributed among themselves, or you can say they start reshuffling their positions as soon as a negatively charged body is placed very close to A. But remember, they are not brought in contact with each other. So immediately you have charge distribution where all the positive charges from A move towards B and all the negative charges on A move toward the other end of B due to repulsion. And now if this body A, let us consider charging an uncharged body by the method of induction. Initially, A is an uncharged body, or you can consider it to be a neutral body, which is placed on an insulating stand as shown. We're calling it as an uncharged body where you all have few charges where it is shown that you all have 4 positive charges and 4 negative charges on the surface of A. And now if we bring a negatively charged body in the form of B very close to A, all the charges would start moving from one end to the other end. That is, the positive charges on A move towards B and the negative charges on A move in the opposite direction of B. Or you can say they start moving away from B due to repulsion. And if the other end of A is now grounded, the negative charges start moving to the ground, where all the negative charges move to the ground till only positive charges remain on the surface. And positive charges remain on the surface due to attraction of body B. And after this, if B is now separated from A, only positive charges remain on the surface of A. And then this body A can be now called as a positively charged body, where all the positive charges now move on the surface and are evenly distributed along the surface. Hence, you can say body is being charged by the method of induction. Now let us consider I'm taking body A, which is a neutral body, and placed on an insulating stand, and I'm taking a positively charged body in the form of B and bringing it very close to A. As soon as B is brought very close to A, but remember they're not in contact with each other, all the negative charges on the surface of A move towards B and all the positive charges on the surface of A move away from B. Hence, you have charge redistribution on the surface. Now connect the other end of A to the ground we know that ground acts as a source of negative charges, where all the negative charges from the ground start flowing towards the positive charges and start forming pairs with them. Or you can say the positive charges are now neutralized by the negative charges that are coming from the ground. This process continues till all the positive charges are completely neutralized, and you would now have only negative charges on the surface of B. And after this charges stop flowing, we would disconnect it from the ground and you would have only negative charges on the surface of A. And if you now take B away from A, all the negative charges on the surface redistribute their positions, or you can say they start moving away from each other and get evenly distributed throughout the surface. Hence, surface of body A acts as a negatively charged body. In this way, we can say that without bringing two bodies in contact, we have charged body A by the method of induction. Let us now consider the method of charging two bodies by induction. Initially, let us say A and B are two neutrally charged bodies or two uncharged bodies placed in contact with each other, but they are supported on an insulating stand. Now, as soon as A and B are in contact with each other, there might be charges moving from one body to the other body by the method of conduction. But since both of them are neutral bodies, this we do not see any movement of charges from one body to other body. And now let us say I bring a negatively charged body and place it very close to A. As soon as it is placed very close to A, but remember not in contact with A, all the positive charges on the surface of A as well as on the surface of B move towards the negatively charged body, and all the negative charges that are there on surface of A as well as on the surface of B move on the other end or on the other surface of B. Hence you can see a clear charge distribution or separation between the positive as well as negative charges. And now if we separate B from A by holding the insulating stand, we see that the negative charges remain on the surface of B and the positive charges remain on the surface of A. And if the negatively charged body which was placed close to A is now removed from there, we see that we have only positive charges on the surface of A, and immediately charge distribution takes place on the surface of A as well as on surface of B, where now A acts as a positively charged body and B acts as a negatively charged body. Hence, the method of induction is being shown on two bodies which were neutral and now are charged oppositely.